Moment of truth, here we go. Hey everyone, Dave here, back in the kitchen, and today we're gonna make the world's best carnivore Chick-fil-A sandwich. Mostly. We're gonna try at least. We're gonna see how it goes. Now, I will say I messed this up from the get-go because I was supposed to get buttermilk, but I didn't. But ChatGPT, who created the recipe, also gave me an option to kind of make our own buttermilk. Is this chicken thighs? This is chicken thighs out of heavy cream, and I do have heavy cream, so we'll be all right. We're gonna be okay. Anyway, so to do this recipe, we're gonna start off our day with some chicken breast fillets. It rhymes. Oh, it's so exciting when things rhyme. Chicken thigh, I totally screwed it up too though, because chicken thighs. I got my little hammer here. So to make these chicken fillet, this apron is like riding up on me. It's very annoying. I'm out of Ziplocs. I'm falling apart this morning. Let's see, do I have any more? No, not really. That's inconvenient. Ugh. Okay, well, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I like to put my chicken into like a Ziploc bag if I'm gonna like smash it down. That way, it doesn't get chicken guts everywhere. But I don't have any plastic bags, so we'll just smash it anyways and try to do our best cleaning up after. Oh, and then of course my nose starts itching as soon as I do this. So I'm trying to basically make this into the shape of a Chick-fil-A sandwich, which that's pretty close. See if we can get this one to be something similar. That's like a little too big, but you know, you get the idea. I wonder if Chick-fil-A actually uses chicken thighs or if they use chicken breasts. You know, my wife used to work there. I could ask her. All right, so that should do. That'll do. We've got 4 Chick-fil-A sandwich size pieces of chicken ready to go. Now here's where the recipe could maybe get a little bit more keto than carnivore, depending on how you do it. But I will let you know what to do if you want carnivore and what to do if you want keto. Let's smell the old milk. Oh, it's not that old because it smells fine. All right, to make the buttermilk, can I move this chicken somewhere? Just a little bit over. To make the buttermilk, we're just gonna do a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 1/2 cup of water, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Add that in there, not too much. And that, if we mix it up, should basically make a little bit of buttermilk that we're gonna brine the chicken in. And then into that butter, you can just use buttermilk too. Into that, we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt. I bought this stuff called white pepper because the recipe calls for white pepper. Have you ever heard of that? I lost it already. I bought it yesterday and I lost it already. It's so frustrating to be me sometimes. So anyways, you're supposed to use a teaspoon, is it a teaspoon? Yeah, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. I'm just gonna use normal pepper though, because I lost it. Did buy it, it was kind of expensive. I'll find it when I don't need it, of course. Then it says a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. Now see, the pepper and the paprika is not necessarily strict carnivore, so, okay. You need a 1/2 teaspoon of that, and I'm using a teaspoon, so we're just kind of eyeballing it. It doesn't matter as much, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not a professional cook, I'm just kind of guessing. But as far as I can, conceive, with logic and stuff, since it's a brine, it doesn't really matter. It's just the chicken's gonna sit in this for like an hour and soak up some of the flavors, and having a little too much of one seasoning shouldn't change the world. Now, just put your chicken into this brine. I just cut that big one in half. It was just too big to actually fit on any sort of bun. Although I guess all these are a little big. Get them all nice and soaked in there. Guess I'll wash my hands again and then put that in the fridge for like an hour or more. You can leave it overnight if you want to as well. All right, so back again with eggs and egg whites, always my specialty. Guys, if you didn't figure it out yet, we are doing a fried chicken sandwich, not a grilled one. Grilled is easy to make carnivore. Fried is a little harder. And even harder is the buns, which we're about to make. Actually, they should be really easy, we'll see. Now, a lot of you guys always think it's funny when I try to get egg whites and egg yolks separated because I'm not very good at it. As a non-pro cook, I'm just kind of doing the best I can with what I got. So here, I'm gonna try one of your tricks you told me to try, which is to put the egg into a thing and then take a water bottle, put it on there, and that didn't work at all. No, it just mixed it all up. All right, guys, that trick didn't work. Let me know what I did wrong. We tried. You guys keep reminding me that eggs are expensive right now, and I shouldn't waste them, so maybe I shouldn't have experimented. Look at that, I got a shell in it too. I'm doing good today. I can always tell if it's early in the morning by my prowess at separating eggs from egg whites, egg yolks from egg whites. And I don't know where my egg separator thingy is either. I may even need to buy a new one. But we managed. Somehow we managed. So we take the egg whites and we're gonna put them into this bowl. We're gonna make the bun here. If I did want to get a new egg separator, I would probably go to daveskitchenmarket.com, the world's best marketplace for kitchen products. It's just my website, guys. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. We have all types of community events over there and lives and things like that. And it's a lot of fun. It's starting to get very lively over there. Someone was on last night live selling like a bunch of cool brand new in the box kitchen stuff. Actually, let me put the egg yolk or egg white in there first before I do the third one. I might need the yolks too, I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna dispose of them yet. You know me, I never read through the recipe before I do it. I like to make it a challenge. There we go. All right, so put this last egg white in here. Well, I'm realizing I kind of messed up a little bit because this recipe ChatGPT gave me for the buns had cream of tartar, which isn't really carnivore, kind of carnivore, but not really. How's this thing go? Oh, like that. I told it to adjust the recipe. We do need these yolks. I'm glad I didn't get rid of them. I told it to adjust the recipe so it's not got cream of tartar, and it says, okay, make sure you're using room temperature eggs, which I'm not. But I think we've done this before and it worked last time. I can't remember for sure, but I think we were okay. So basically, if you missed it, because it's off screen, I put all my egg whites into this bowl, this KitchenAid bowl. Can you see that? Kind of, sort of. You can see the edge of it. And then I just want to mix that until they form stiff peaks, just the egg whites alone. It's gonna take like 3 minutes probably. Okay, so in a separate bowl, that's kind of at the stiff peak, not setting, but stage. How about that? We want to soften some cream cheese, 2 ounces of it. So I'm just gonna microwave that a little bit. It says soften but not runny. So maybe 10 seconds. It looks like is that runny? That's a little runny. A little bit, but not crazy. Oh, don't use that. I need that in a second. You know, I feel like it's progress though, because I'm not nearly as scared to make cloud bread stuff as I used to be. All right, we're gonna add into the cream cheese mix a ½ teaspoon of salt. It says Redmond salt. Is that some sort of special carnivore sauce? Salt sauce, not salt. Salt, not sauce. Anyways, it's asking for that, but I'm just using normal salt. And then a ½ teaspoon of beef gelatin powder for sturdiness. Then our egg yolks from earlier go into this, and some of them didn't come out, but we got pretty close. Then you want to mix that up if you can get your mixer working. There's another mixer. It's a double mixer recipe, I think. Yeah, I think we mixed this up with our little mixer here. The battery's almost dead on my mixer. So there's our egg yolk mixture. We now need to sort of quickly get the egg whites, which definitely have firm peaks. Last time I did an egg white recipe, I was like all worried that I overdid it, and because it was kind of like cotton candy-ish. And you guys all told me it was fine exactly as I did it, and I was over worrying it, I guess you could say. So mix in a little bit of the fluffy egg white, and then do that multiple times until it's all integrated. I like how I'm talking about this like I'm a pro. I think it's good, you know, I'm kind of like, I'm a teacher and I know what I'm doing. But then if you watch long enough, guys, something will go horribly awry. But I am trying to get better at some of this stuff. The more you do it, the better you get, I feel. I feel like if you look at my first cloud bread experiment versus now, I've at least come a little way. Maybe not a long way. Long way might be an exaggeration, but I've come a way. All right, and these are all, we're almost done. We're almost done with the buns. Remember, our chicken is still in the fridge, kind of marinating in that brine. We're just mixing this all up. You don't want to over mix it, it says. Look at us, guys. We're so pro. We're so pro. I think this is pretty close to good. I know you're supposed to fold it, and I still haven't really mastered what folding means. And so everything starts to get like kind of deflated, but I think we're okay. Oven at 325. Parchment paper. Wait, I have these special little pre-cut sheets. I want to use one of those, like so. Spoon the mixture, it says, into bun-shaped thingies. 1, 2, 3. It says 4 of them, but oh, I guess we can cut it in half, and that is what it's going to make it 4. All right, it's not perfect, but pretty good. Into the oven at 325. There's little fluffy spots in it. And we're about to have our buns for our Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So we need to prepare our coating for the chicken. Like I said, it's gonna be the fried Chick-fil-A chicken, which it's not as good as it used to be when I was a teenager. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with that, but I feel like it's gotten like too salty. So we want 2 eggs, and I'm gonna crack them into a bowl here and get lots of shells in it. Oh, I messed that up. All right, hold on. We're all right, it's not too bad. Tina was reminding me that you guys say I should crack it on the side of the countertop, but I told her I did that once and then I got it all over the cabinets. So problem is I'm just super strong, and so I explode the egg. So I put 2 tablespoons of heavy cream in with my egg, and we're gonna mix that up. And this is probably too small of a bowl. No, I think it'll be all right. Then I'll take like a paper plate or something. And on said paper plate, which may or may not be the correct tool for the job, we're gonna do 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Oh gosh. These are pork rind breadcrumbs, meaning they're basically just pure pork rinds, crushed up. So, you know, carnivore friendly and all that fun stuff. That seems like a lot, but whatever. I think I'm gonna need like a bigger thing for this. I feel like this paper plate's not big enough, so I'm gonna switch over to a normal plate. We're then gonna take a quarter cup of grated Parm, and which is, you know, not normal for me. I decided to use the pre-grated stuff today. Quarter cup of that. This is all part of your breading mix. And then half a teaspoon of pepper and salt if you're willing to use those things in carnivore. There's this, oops, I just did, speaking of too salty, I just did a full teaspoon. You're only supposed to do a half a teaspoon of salt. That's all right though. I don't think it'll make it too bad. And then a half teaspoon of black pepper or white pepper. And then kind of mix all that up. And of course, I'm just using the same thing because that's how I roll. That's how most of us would do it. You know, not the pro cook channels on the Food Network, but for me, it's just kind of mix it up with that same spoon. Or my hands, really. Hands might be better in this situation. Yeah, look at that. Hands are super effective. Okay, beef tallow is what we're gonna fry this in because we're trying to keep it as carnivore as possible. And I hit the gym, so I'm opening this easier than normal. We all know I didn't actually hit the gym. Someone did comment the other day and said, Dave, you're a great ad for keto, like sarcastic winky face. I'm pretty sure they were calling me fat. Yeah. Yeah, Tina said she'd beat him up for me though, so it's all right. I don't really care. I'm not offended. All right, so I don't know how much beef tallow I'm supposed to use, but I'm supposed to fry these chicken thingies in beef tallow. So I put some beef tallow into a pan. Is that enough? How do I know if it's enough? And I'm gonna set that on the stovetop and we're gonna cook them in a minute. I gotta get the chicken out of the fridge. All right guys, so real quick, we're going to just take our chicken from the brine, dip it into the egg. You can use a fork if you don't wanna get all dirty, and then drop it onto the batter thingy, the breading thingy, the pork rind thingy, like so. And then we'll set it onto a pan, getting it ready to bake. And just rinse and repeat this with all the chicken that you're doing. You can do a bigger yield than what I'm doing if you want. Over on the stovetop, we do have our beef tallow heating up so we can deep fry this in the beef tallow. I guess you could air fry these too if you don't want to deep fry them, but you know, beef tallow, it's all carnivore. It's definitely going to add a lot of flavor. I saw a video where people deep fry a whole turkey in beef tallow for Thanksgiving. That sounded kind of good. Expensive, but good. Our buns came out okay. They came out pretty flat. I'll show you those in a minute. Definitely flatter than I expected, but I think it's okay. Even though we made 4, I think we really have 2 buns, a top and a bottom and a top and a bottom. So you might want to double the recipe for the buns. So our chicken's coated. We're gonna go deep fry it and we're almost there. Okay, so we're going over to the stovetop. Let's see if our tallow is hot enough. Yeah, the tallow's really hot, too hot probably. I'm gonna turn it off for a minute. And then we're gonna drop our chicken, oh gosh, it's falling apart, into the deep frying tallow, the tallow for deep frying, like so. So we want the chicken to hit 165 internal. Should only take a few minutes and then we're gonna get to try it. The buns, I'll show you them. They totally deflated. I think I over mixed the stuff or whatever, but these are our buns. They're all right. They're all right. They'll do the trick. I mean, texture-wise, they're okay. I figure I'll put one on top, one on bottom, chicken in the middle. I would have liked them to stay a little bit like that. Maybe I could have molded them better, I don't know. But they'll work. They're just not as beautiful as I was hoping. Now I'm gonna turn these over so we get like kind of an even cook or close to an even cook and so they don't stick. That one already started sticking to the bottom, which is not ideal. Maybe I should have moved them around a little bit. All right, so our chicken is pretty much done. Let's check the temp on it. This one is, oh, well, 162. We're darn close, though. All right, so I'm taking my chicken off. All right, so we're gonna take 2 of our little buns here. Well, one of our little buns, but little buns. And then we will take a piece of chicken and set it atop the bun, and then another bun, and voila, the world's first or third or fifth, I don't know how many people have done this before, Carnivore Chick-fil-A sandwich. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, needs some Chick-fil-A sauce, but we're gonna try it and I'll let you know if it's disgusting. Moment of truth, here we go. It's pretty good, actually. I can't help but wish I had barbecue sauce because I love barbecue sauce. Do you want to try it? Tina's gonna try it off camera here. I think it's pretty good for like no carbs at all, and I can't do that because it's carnivore. Tina's giving me Chick-fil-A sauce and barbecue sauce. We're doing carnivore, Tina. She's trying it now. She's walked away with it, so that's a success. We did it, guys. We made a ultimate carnivore Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's pretty good. I like the chicken thigh. It's nice. I wonder, Tina, does Chick-fil-A use chicken thigh or chicken breast? She said they use chicken breast, but either way. The only thing I wish was a little different was I wish the bun was like twice the thickness and had stayed a little floofier, but that's kind of my execution more than anything. I'm not amazing at making cloud bread. The taste is good. The texture is good. Bready, yummy. A tasty treat, guys. Try it out. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button. Follow for more, etc., etc., etc. Okay, bye-bye.